I'm Barbara Sude, and I'm a senior political scientist at the RAND Corporation. We realized that the United States, Congress, the policymakers, and the public were very concerned about the mounting refugee crisis in the Middle East. So we decided to undertake a comparative study of historical situations in which there had been major refugee flows and look at why some of them led to radicalization and terrorism and others did not. We were able to identify 6 basic factors that led to radicalization, or at least laid the groundwork that was fertile enough for radicalization to take place. And that was host country attitudes and actions, the presence of militant groups among the refugees, camp security, and the type of facilities the refugees were kept in, and then how youth were provided for, whether they had a future to look forward to. And then finally, how those refugees impacted local communities and whether anything was being done to keep the local communities satisfied and make them more hospitable to refugees. I think there have been some best practices that we've been able to identify in dealing with refugees. First of all, when it comes to the host countries, it's allowing refugees some freedom of movement so that they can get jobs and feel like they're part of the country that they're in. Then there's proper security around the refugee facilities so that the refugees don't have to turn to militant groups to protect them. Then youth are provided for something more than primary school. And youth, we mean people from 15 to 24 usually. And they have something like at least high school and perhaps college to look forward to. They also want to know that they can be prepared for a job that's a real job, not just a make-work craft situation in a refugee camp. Some considerations, of course, for the legislators and policymakers is how to allocate funds for refugees. And one of those, as I mentioned earlier, is providing help to the local communities. And that includes helping them set up businesses that both locals and refugees can work in. And it leaves a permanent contribution in that community that they wouldn't have had otherwise.